Hey, welcome back to our Growth Team Leaders 5-Minute Workshop. Today we're going to continue our talk about what are the indicators or signs of a healthy. We're looking at 5 different signs over the next several weeks: ownership, participation, openness, service, and achievement. And today we are going to focus in on the issue of participation. We want to be sure that every member of the growth team is really able to participate and take part. And that's what we want to accomplish in growth teams. Is we want a discipleship environment where we humble ourselves and learn from each other and participate to one another's discipleship. And this is done especially through 2 things, and that is through our sermon discussion and then through our time of prayer. And so we want to pull everyone in to those times of our sermon discussion and prayer, and that's why participation is so vitally important to that process. If you have a rather large group, you especially are going to have to pay attention to growth and participation. We want people and have high levels of involvement in both discussion and in prayer, and we want people to participate at the level that they desire. Some people are more listeners, and they're going to sit back and take everything in. Some people are going to engage at high levels, but most people are kind of a middle of the road, and they're going to be in the middle of that, and so they need to be engaged and pulled into the discussion. And we also need to challenge both the listeners and the high-level engagers to, one, the listeners, the people who tend to sit in the background, they do need to be encouraged to contribute. And then the ones that engage at high levels, we'll talk about in a second, we need to pull them back a little bit so that they don't overtake. We want members to communicate effectively, so we need to, in our leadership, make sure that everyone understands what is being communicated by the other person. So this might mean asking follow-up questions or questions of clarification, just to be sure everyone understands what everyone else is meaning and that everyone has the opportunity to be understood. Third, we really need to be sure that no one is dominating in the group, and there are some strategies for handling airtime domination. One is the strategy of redirecting the group. If someone is dominating the discussion, you can redirect, and oftentimes that is by interrupting and asking other people to contribute. It may be interrupting and affirming the contribution and then asking if anyone has anything to add, or just simply by saying we need to go on to the next question. Another strategy for handling this is just pull the person aside afterwards and just share with them that they have a lot to offer the group and they have a strong personality, but share with them the importance of them pulling back and shortening their responses and allowing others to participate. Some people just aren't aware of the fact that they're dominating, and this is important. Third is for leaders to understand that we might feel like we need to dominate the discussion as leaders. But what we really want to do is to create an atmosphere that's kind of like playing volleyball, where there's several participants on the court, and you don't really know where the ball is going to go, and so everyone is engaged and involved at different levels each week. Ping pong, if we go to the next slide here, this long two-way conversation with just 2 people is kind of like ping pong. We don't want the ping pong effect where just 2 people are going back and forth and everyone else is watching. We want the volleyball effect where the conversation is going all over the room and we're able to learn from everyone as we contribute together. And then finally, we want to beware of patterns that are developing that could prohibit good discussion. Some of them might be fear of disagreement. We don't want to create an atmosphere where people are afraid to disagree. We want people to be able to disagree and give their input and even have debate if we need to. That helps us sharpen one another. There might be fear of questions. People might have the fear of looking silly or stupid, and we want to be sure that everyone's questions and contributions are valued within the group, and we don't want these patterns to develop. One of the things we really need to consider as well is, we have some very large groups, and so we need to always be pulling out our covenants and reminding people about the importance of being committed to the group and not coming in and out of the group on a very inconsistent manner. And that really inhibits participation because when we're there consistently with one another, a comfort level develops. And also, we learn each other's rhythms and routines and discussion. And so we need to call people to a commitment, especially those people we know are church members, and as leaders we need to call them to commitment and explain to them what inconsistent attendance does to the group. And we need room to bring in new people who are going to connect and grow and develop in relationships with God and each other. And so consider that as we think about participation. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.